It's not just beef that outsells lamb. For every pound of lamb Americans eat, they eat about 50 pounds of pork. For me, that's before breakfast. So Ashley's here. She's going to tell us all about lamb, why we should be eating it, and a great recipe to change our mind.
So this is a recipe for people that don't even like lamb.
I love lamb.
Okay, well, you're really going to love this recipe. There's a main reason why a lot of people sometimes get deterred from the taste of lamb, and that's because it usually has a gamey funkiness to it. But a lot of that gamey, funky flavor lives within the fat.
It's true.
So for this recipe, we're able to control that gamey, funky flavor because we start by trimming out a lot of the fat. So here I have 2 racks. They're about 1 3/4 to 2 pounds each, and these are domestic. You can either get lamb from here in the United States, which tends to be a little bit bigger and a little bit more mild, or you can get racks from Australia or New Zealand. And just the opposite, they're gonna be a little bit smaller and they're gonna be a little bit more gamey. So I'm just trimming this fat down to 1/8 of an inch. So I think that looks pretty good.
I do too.
Now we are going to be making our panko coating. So here I have 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and that's the Japanese breadcrumbs, really nice coarse texture. Just gonna turn this over medium heat. Now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of minced fresh thyme. That's a good amount of thyme. And then we have 6 cloves of minced fresh garlic. All right, now here we have an optional ingredient. These are 4 minced anchovy fillets that I rinsed and then patted dry. It really provided a really nice, complex, overall umami flavor to the breadcrumbs.
Right.
Now I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And here we have 1 teaspoon of pepper. And I'm just gonna cook this again over medium-high heat until the breadcrumbs are turning golden brown, which will take about 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so it's been again 5 minutes, and now we are cooking with gas here.
Smells really good.
All right, so I'm gonna transfer that to this 13x9 dish. This is gonna make life a little bit easier in a few minutes, but first I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of some minced fresh parsley and 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. Now, let's move on to the lamb.
Okay.
So first I need to wipe out the skillet. So I have these paper towels here. I'm gonna heat that over medium-high heat and add 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, and then move back over to our lamb.
All right.
So we need to season the lamb. I have 2 teaspoons total of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon per rack, a little bit of pepper. Then I'm gonna flip them over and do the other side. All right, and you know the pan is ready when the oil begins to just smoke. So now I'm going to start by browning each rack. I'm gonna do 1 at a time, and I'm gonna go about 2 to 4 minutes per side until they're nice and golden brown. Start with the fat side down first.
Sounds good.
Those look pretty good, and they've been resting at this point for about 5 minutes, and really that's just so that they're cool enough to handle. So here we have some Dijon mustard. We have a 1/4 cup of it, and I'm just going to brush all sides of it. And it's gonna work in a couple different ways. Number 1, it's gonna act as a glue. It's gonna hold this panko mixture onto the lamb, but it's also gonna give a little bit of extra kick. You've got that savory Dijon mustard.
And some acidity too.
And some acidity.
Yep.
I'm gonna do all sides. Don't be shy here, because I don't want any bald spots. I'm just gonna transfer 1 rack at a time to our panko mixture. Like the mustard, you wanna make sure to get all the sides here. So I have an oven that's been preheating at 300 degrees, and we're gonna be cooking these racks for 40 to 50 minutes until they register 135 degrees.
All right, I'll get the oven for you.
And if you notice, I have the fat cap side up.
So it can baste the meat.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells so good.
Wow.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Just like a restaurant. All right, so I'm gonna take an internal temperature. Again, we want 135 degrees for medium. Just gonna go right in the middle here. I think we're looking pretty good.
Yeah?
135 degrees right on the nose. All right, now I am gonna transfer the racks carefully to this cutting board. I'm gonna let these rest for about 15 minutes.
Not covered.
Not covered. Putting foil on top would make it soggy. Now, have you heard of mint jelly?
Yes, I have. I love it.
But I wanted to make something different, so this is a mint sauce.
Anything with mint.
Yeah, mint and lamb goes together like you and I. You know?
PB&J.
PB&J. I'm gonna need about a 1/2 cup chopped. All right, so I have the chopped mint, and here I have 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup of chopped fresh parsley, adding a little bit more bulk and refreshing flavors to the sauce, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 clove of minced garlic, and here we have a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper.
That's it.
That's it.
Didn't have to make jelly.
No jelly here. All right, I think it's about time to slice into our lamb.
Good.
So a couple of notes here. So I'm going to be using a boning knife, and that's because I found that along this interior here, it's the rib cage. And sometimes there are these little bones in there that like to hang out together, but I found that with a boning knife, if necessary, I can kind of just shimmy around it, and it makes for a really nice slice.
Great.
So I'm going to hold the 2 ribs, and then I'm using this as an anchor. Ooh, that one went right through. No shimmying necessary. Oh, man.
Wow. That is perfectly cooked.
Oh, here's that little shimmying I was going to tell you about. All you had to do is just move the boning knife ever so slightly, just like that, and you get a perfect slice. Here we go. I'm actually going to leave the tongs down.
Thank you.
Some mint sauce on the side.
That looked to be pretty potent, so I bet a little goes a long way.
A little dab will do ya.
I'm just savoring its beauty. Now it's time to rip it apart.
Okay.
So succulent, so juicy, but it's so savory. I mean, it's a powerhouse, that crumb coating.
Exactly. The garlic, the lemon zest, the parsley.
The lemon and the fresh mint, of course the fresh parsley, it's just really cutting through the lamb.
Carpe diem.
Seize the lamb. You know, I wouldn't want to wait for a special occasion to make this dish.
All year.
Every day is lamb day.
Every day is lamb day.
Especially with this recipe, and that starts with trimming 2 racks of lamb. Mix panko with olive oil, herbs, and minced anchovies, and then cook the crumb mixture until golden brown. Season and sear the lamb racks, brush with Dijon, and coat with the crumb mixture. Roast to medium doneness, let rest, and then carve. Serve with an easy mint and parsley sauce. So from Cook's Country, a special occasion dish that's suitable anytime, it's Crumb-Crusted Rack of Lamb. Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.